Hey, this is Dean Beans, and this is my partner Jahi, and we own a business called EVRY Media. It is a multi-purpose media center where we do all kind of cool stuff with cameras. Anywho, since we auditioned all of these women, we felt like, hey, why not let's show you guys the process. This is Every Woman.
I am every woman.
The lovely Lillian.
Lillian. That's
Okay.
all.
That's her new name.
Lovely.
Lovely. I thought Lovely was lovely.
She was very lovely.
I thought she was lovely looking, lovely sounding.
So who are you and what do you do?
My name is Lovely Pruitt. I am a licensed massage therapist. I am the owner and operator of Submerge. Been doing it for 15 years, and I am also a vaginal steam facilitator.
Did you say steam?
Yes,
Vaginal steam.
vaginal steam.
What is that?
So that is when you take organic herbs, boil them, sit over a pot. A woman would sit over a ceramic pot or a stainless steel and steam her nether regions.
You
vagina.
rotisserie it.
Now, we ain't trying to cook the chicken.
I thought that, she brought a different perspective. I love the whole holistic vegetarian, kumbaya,
Cootenootie steaming.
herb, vaginas. That's going to bring a whole unique conversation.
We should put
Any way
herb
you slice it.
vaginas across the screen.
And the irony of her being, former stripper,
Yeah.
and now she's steaming vaginas, I think is great.
She should tell the strippers to steam their vagina.
This is what I'm saying.
How did you get into that?
So it's along the lines of what I do. I'm holistic. Everything that I do is natural. I've been working with herbs for a while. I took a class, a couple courses in it. And I do it myself.
Okay.
And so by way of doing it for myself, I figured with all of the knowledge that I've obtained, there are some other women out here who need some assistance with
They need to get they...
snatched back. That's a way of putting it.
What was the other word you gave it? I forgot.
I called the vagina the cootenootie.
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 Is that short for something?
No, I just think it sounds better than saying coochie.
Cootenootie is great, but in a intimate moment, would that be the right word to say?
Only if you want to bust a gut.
Give me some of that cootenootie.
Girl, you know that cootenootie smells good.
I'm dead. I died twice. Okay, so you are married.
Yes.
And you say that marriage is no different from the relationship, except for the paper.
Well, okay, I'll say in the beginning, sitting in a room, and they're like, Miss Pruitt? Miss Pruitt? And I'm like, where is Miss Pruitt? Oh, that's
Right.
me.
Right. You done forgot about Davis.
Yeah. So that's the one part to it, but the contracts and everything. See, it's more like you're covering your children and you're covering the house that you have together and all of the time that you spend with each other. See, people just say, I'm not going to get married. I'm not doing that. But if you spend 10, 15 years with somebody and you pass away.
You are married.
You're married. But if you pass away and there's no legally binding contract to it, that person is left with nothing.
Exactly.
So that's all that it is. Outside of that, we still laugh and joke the same. We still play the same and still love.
Everything's great.
Yeah,
So who does the cooking in the house?
I do.
You do all the cooking?
I'm teaching him.
Oh, he don't know how to cook.
Not very well.
Has he ever tried to cook for you?
Yes, he has.
Did you eat it?
Not all the time. No. Not all the time. I'm very frank. So it's like I'll put a little sugar on top of it. Like, well, maybe if you put a little bit of this in it or maybe some salt or...
Oh, you like sugarcoat it a little bit. You don't say, this shit nasty.
If he asks me...
You just gonna tell him?
Was that nasty? Yeah, that was nasty. I'm sorry. Let's go back and try again.
Yikes.
I thought Lovely had a nice presence. I think Lovely has great energy and spirit about her. I think she has some grounding life experiences and perspectives that can be good for the show.
So who do you think causes more problems in relationships? Men or women?
That's both.
Both?
Both of them.
Is it equal or does it teeter?
It depends on the communication that they have between each other. When I say communication, I mean relationship. Let's just say can't say that. It's a 50-50 kill.
50-50 kill.
It is.
So most problems is usually both of them.
Yeah, because we could sit up and have an argument,
Mm-hmm.
but if we don't come back and talk about it, and if you're not actively listening,
Mm-hmm.
see, technology, let's bring this into it. Technology is a problem when it comes to relationships because somebody will get mad and what they do, they turn to their phone, they go look in their iPad, somebody will come back to them and say, well, we should talk about this. And the other person is like, well, I don't feel like talking about it, so you say whatever you want to say.
That sounds like coward shit to me.
I agree.
Is that me?
Ding.
My bad.
Message.
Okay, so tell me something, two things. Something that is a place where you really messed up, and what did you learn from it?
The first thing that jumped into my head was becoming an exotic dancer.
That was a mess up.
Yes.
Okay. What you learned? Why was it a mess up?
For me, I was in a realm that I had no business being in.
Mm-hmm.
You are subjected to sexual favors, drugs, and in some cases, you intake drugs to help with.
To zone out from all of the shit going on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I overindulged in a lot of those
Did you?
things. Yeah.
Did not know that.
I lost myself and my way in some of it. And my kid. You know, I went home one day and my son was sitting there and I was off. I was gone. And I'm in the bathroom and I'm throwing up and my son is right there with me holding my hair. That was it.
Wow.
Stop.
Snapped out of it.
You need to bring that on back.
So do you regret it?
No.
Because?
Lesson. And I have something I can offer to somebody else who's probably going through the same exact thing.
She got a lot. She got a lot to give. She got a lot to offer. And I think any conversation she'll have some input because of her experience.
Yeah.
She's gone through a lot.
I liked how natural she was.
Yeah.
Like, that's something I really did when I was interviewing her. It didn't feel like she was trying. She was just being her. And that was cool. And she did have this soothing tone to her voice.
She was quick, too.
Very
like
quick.
Her answers. Like, she knows herself well enough to be able to answer questions quickly. That says a lot.
Give me something that you are very proud of doing. That make you pat yourself on the back and say, I'm the shit for that one.
Growing vegetables.
Growing vegetables.
Yes. It's not like I was taught. Nobody was like, okay, so you have to take these seeds and you have to separate them here and you can't put mint in the ground and you can't put it next to this. I had to learn all on my own. And I will honestly say this year, my vegetables were amazing. I grew potatoes. Had never done it before. Did potatoes. And then it was my Swiss chard. Those boys, the leaves themselves were this big.
You got a formula?
I refuse to give up my secrets.
Have you ever jumped out of a plane?
No, but I'm looking forward to.
What do you think is the scariest part of jumping out of a plane?
Looking down.
Looking down. That's the scariest part.
To me.
For me, I think it's the first step, which is the only step.
Exactly. It's the look down part. It's like, oh, I'm really about to.
It's going down.
Right. Literally.
Okay, so how do you handle a major disagreement without fighting?
Okay, now when you say fighting, are you talking physical?
Yes.
Walk away.
Walk away? Okay, what if you can't walk away and you have to settle it? It's no threat of fighting. The only way a fight is going to happen is if you start a fight. So
right.
The ball is in your court. The situation has to get resolved. How do you resolve it?
So we're arguing.
Arguing.
In an argument, me personally, when I feel that rage, because I have this switch. I'm all peace and love and gumdrops, right? But when I feel that switch, it's like, you know what? I have to go. I have to leave. I will excuse myself from the space and come back to it.
Okay. So when you excuse yourself, what are you doing besides calming down?
I walk. I talk to myself.
Do you answer yourself?
Yes, I do.
Really?
Yes.
What it sound like?
Sometimes it's like, Lovely, you know you was wrong, but wait a minute, they said so and so, but you know you should not have. But so what if I did? No, you know you got to rein that back in, humble yourself. So
you really look from side to side like it's two people?
I will.
Okay.
There are multiple people inside of you. I don't know why people act like it's not.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree. Everybody got a ton of personalities.
This is why you can do multiple things.
Facts.
Her output is a little monotone for me, so I'm wondering if there's any variance in expression. Even not saying you have to be up and loud all the time, but I'm just curious if other things are happening. What her range is in terms of expressiveness,
type of dynamic she'll have amongst the cast.
So those look just like stress balls, but it's one.
Yeah.
Is stress balls some BS?
No.
So you be stressed out and you just...
No.
No.
I rarely stress.
Ever.
The only time I'm like really spazzing and freaking out is when it comes to my kids. Besides that, what do I give? Am I supposed to not cuss?
You can say whatever the fuck you want to.
Okay, I was about to say, because I don't give a fuck. I don't. I read a book, and it was like, how do you go through not giving a fuck? You just maneuver around anything that could possibly take you off of your square.
Mm-hmm.
Stay in your zone. Stay in your bubble.
Yeah, and from her story, her had been through so much. I mean, and once you had that come to Jesus moment, you really know who you are at that point. And she's able to just spew it out. So I thought that was cool. A lot of dynamics. But like she said, I do want to see a heightened and dynamic action. You know what I'm saying?
I think there's more there. I think it depends on the question you ask her that's going to spark something. And you're going to get this thing.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
so too.
There's something behind her face.
Yeah.
Something behind what she was saying that. Like,
We're walking down the street.
Mm-hmm.
You see a homeless person. They're clearly on some kind of substance. Without thinking the first thing that everybody thinks, how can you objectively see that person?
Watching somebody in a position like that, it only makes me feel empathy.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to have gone through some kind of trauma to end up where you are.
Right.
And again, being in a position where maybe it's a substance abuse type of thing. Maybe the rug was pulled up under you. You felt like you had everything going great for you.
Mm-hmm.
And the rug was pulled from under you. And now you just left with nothing. Something put you there.
Something put you there.
And so I don't feel like, oh my God, what they gonna do to me? Look at them, they dirty. No. That is a life force.
Mm-hmm.
Treat them as such. Long as they don't touch you or anything like that, man, let them go on about their way. You go on about yours. If they ask you for something and you feel that kindness within yourself, give it.
Yeah. What about you?
I liked her. I greatly enjoyed her answers. They were prompt, but you can tell that she was thinking as she was answering. I liked the tone of her voice. That was very important because, we're putting you on, people are going to hear you, people are going to see you. One thing that stood out, we told people to be camera ready. She was definitely camera ready. She looked good. She was articulate. She was very forward with everything she had to say. So I liked her.
Awesome.
Name one food that if somebody eats, you won't trust them.
Chitlins.
Facts.
Clear as day.
Chitlins. You won't trust nobody
You
eat
got a
chitlins.
shitty ass mouth and a shitty ass personality, okay?
Yeah, and you putting shit in shit.
You see what I'm saying?
That's a lot of shit.
On top of shit. No matter how much cologne or perfume you spray on it, it's still shit.
Okay, last question.
Yes.
Why do you feel like you be the perfect host for this show?
I'm an open book.
Open? All the way open?
Yeah, people, you can ask me anything. I'm willing to talk about whatever. Anything that I've been through is help for somebody else. So you can ask me whatever you want to ask me. I'm not embarrassed. Be embarrassed by what? Living? No.
That's a good ass answer. That's it.
Ta-da!
Lovely's lovely.
thumbs up for Lovely.